Traders have. The key aspects of superior performance is the title of this week's episode. Hi, everyone. My name is Ash Plaisted, trading psychology master coach and active trader for the past 25 years or so. Thank you for joining me from wherever you are in the world, and a very warm welcome on this actually very cold day here to episode 39 of the Trading Psychology and Mindset Show. It is 9 a.m. Wednesday, November the 2nd, 2022. We are getting well into spring here, although it is still very, very cold here in Southeast Australia. And as always, I'll be diving deep into what is needed to retrain the mind we bring to trading into the mind we need for profitable and sustainable trading success. So in this episode, I want to dive into a question that I get asked a lot. And it's threaded through a lot of the episodes, and that is really, what is it about top traders? What are the attributes? What are the characteristics? What are the areas of focus at a habit level that separates top traders from everybody else? Now, if I've seen 1,000 marketing pitches to up-and-coming traders, I've seen a million. I've seen one, I've seen 1,000. They're all very similar, that by following my revolutionary system, you too can have the income and lifestyle of your dreams. Now, perhaps these people have genuinely achieved this for themselves. And to be fair, they may truly have a system that, if followed precisely, generates a profit over a decent time frame. So as I said, in this episode, we are going to separate some fact from fiction as to what it actually takes to achieve sustained success in trading. I'm not talking about a one-off trade. I'm not talking even about a short period of time where you might find some success. I'm talking about trading for a living, generating a reliable stream of income from your trading efforts. Now, there is one simple question to ask yourself here. If what it took to win at trading was primarily a winning method, then why is it that the fail rate is still above 90%, probably 95%, even higher if you stretch that time frame out? Why is the fail rate so high when it comes to screen traders, retail traders? People like us that are trading with their own money in front of our screen, trying to make a living. Why is it not just as simple as do what I do over and over again? Now, the answer, I hope that you've seen this show often enough that you already are forming the correct answer. And that answer, of course, is human psychology in all its infinite variety and misconceptions and permutations. So let's get to the crux of this episode. What do top traders have? Now, I'd like to start with, this statement, that they all have correct belief systems. I'm not saying that they're true or that they're the truth, because that's a bit of a nebulous topic. What they have is correct belief systems that serve them in trading. Now, let's go through a little bit of a list here. So that's what I'm going to do in this episode. I'm going to focus on listing out attributes, characteristics of superior performance that top traders have, that I've accrued and accumulated over my quarter of a century in and around the markets. So let's start with believing that the market is always right. Now, this might seem obvious, but they deep down inside know that the market is always right. It's not the trader who is right. The trader is simply playing a probability game. It's the market that's always right. That is a correct belief. Top traders release themselves from the fear of being wrong. This trade is just one of the next 100, 200, 500 trades that I'll be taking. So the belief system is, it doesn't matter whether I'm right or wrong on this given trade. It's just one of many, many trades that I'll be taking. That is another correct belief. They establish clear and definite trading rules and stick to them. Now, let me just repeat that. They establish clear and definite trading rules and stick to them. This is very, very important. There is a misconception, a false belief amongst many startup traders, even more experienced traders, that believe that somewhere out there, all these top traders are winging it, or they've developed their ability to the point where they don't need rules. Now, there may be, 1 in 1,000 traders who can trade that way with very, very, generic rules that work for them. But very few people can copy that because psychology gets in the way. So the vast majority, 99.99% of all top traders, have very clear and definite trading rules. And in fact, the better that they get, the tighter those rules become. It's not the other way around. Again, there is a false belief amongst early on traders that that's for newbies. Tight rules are for newbies. When you get better, you can relax the rules. That is actually false. The top traders have very tight rules and stick to them. And now, they think in ways that empower them, not weaken them. Just have a think about that. They think in ways that empower them. They have a positive psychology, not a negative psychology. So they think in ways that empower them, not weaken them. They're generally well organized. Now, I don't mean they're perfection geeks, and I don't mean they engineer the bajingos out of everything, but they're well organized. And they're very well organized when it comes to their trading day. They approach their trading day in a very, what I would call, standardized and consistent manner. And here's the most important part of that. If their approach is off, then they don't trade. If they're unable to approach their trading day following their standardized and consistent way, they don't trade. This is a very important belief, that you can't just wing into trading after having an argument with your spouse, or running the kids off to school, or sneaking into your home office and trading when your other emotional issues are going on in life. They have a process that they know puts them in the right frame of mind and the right environment to trade. If that doesn't happen, they just don't trade. Now, here's a really interesting one. Top traders have a belief that money isn't that important. Their belief is that if I follow my process, money will take care of itself. When I take a loss or get stopped out, it is simply part of the process. So money isn't that important. Following my process is the most important. And I know that if I do that, money will take care of itself. This is implicitly true if you've developed a system that has a profitable edge if executed over and over and over. I hope you can see that. Once you know you've got a system that works, money shouldn't be that important. Execution and performance of your system should be the most important belief. And top traders believe that there is no such thing as failure. Every setback provides them with new information to learn from. So they view trading as a learning process, and setbacks, not failures necessarily, setbacks provide opportunities with new information to learn from and improve. Now let's talk about, I want to dive into one of these beliefs a little bit more. And this is the one about being well organized and having a process around their trading day. Now we might call this a process-based approach to their craft, which gives them an edge. Now, I've got a bit of a non-exhaustive summary of the overarching structure of a top trader, broken down into categories. And alongside each of these, empowering step or empowering structure, I'm also going to mention the disempowering structure so that you can see the contrast of a suitable positive mindset edge versus a corresponding negative or losing trading mindset. So let's go through these one by one. So goals. Top traders have clearly defined goals, whereas losing traders have ill-defined goals. Clearly defined goals, ill-defined goals. So ask yourself, if I had to define my goals from trading to somebody who I just met, could I do it in a way that they understood. So they have clearly defined goals. They have clear and obvious risk control structure, which is highly controlled. So they have a highly controlled risk-reward ratio, whereas the losing trading mindset has little or no control over risk-reward ratios. They have the correct state of mind, so a positive, resourceful, empowering set of beliefs, which I've run through already, and a great level of focus and a high level of self-esteem and trust. So positive, resourceful, empowering beliefs with focus and a high level of self-esteem and self-trust. Whereas the losing opposite to that mindset is nervous, anxious, believes the worst will happen, their focus is distracted, and they trade in conflict. So just have a think about where you are with that state of mind. They have the right motive. So top traders' motive is a long-term one. For example, an intellectual challenge or a personal learning and development process. That's what they see trading as. They have delayed or minimal gratification from their actual results. Now, negative mindset is their motive, primary motive is to make money, i.e., instant gratification is needed from their results. Again, very interesting one to contemplate. Top traders have a significant patience, and they wait for opportunities based on a well thought out and back tested game plan. Now, I've spoken in the past about the mindset of the ambush predator, for example, a jaguar, versus the hunt and attack mindset of a lion. You want to be the jaguar. You wait for opportunities to come to you based on a well thought out and back tested plan, as opposed to the negative mindset, which is little planning and reacts according to personal or emotional whim. That's the lion. So just have a think about that. Top traders are disciplined. They see the big picture and they respond deliberately. Ill-disciplined, the negative side of that, are traders that are emotional, anxious, often confused about what to do. So if you've ever been trading and you feel your emotional arousal or anxiety and you're confused about what you should be doing, step away. That means you need to work on the big picture. They have a very highly planned strategy and system. This is top traders that limit their losses and let their profits run. Now, I know that is 101 trading that we all get told. Get out of your losses quickly, let your profits run. However, how many actually do that? So top traders have a very, very high level of planning around this, whereas negative traders have a reactionary approach with little evidence of planning. And I see this a lot. They don't rely on consistent methodology. They're bringing new things in and out of their trading system on a constant basis, right? Top traders don't do that. And top traders have a high level of expertise. Okay, that seems obvious, right? But they're well prepared, they've done the homework, and they have confidence in the fact that they've done the homework. Whereas negative mindset, there's little market knowledge, and they're unprepared for the reality of the trading or trading pressure, the pressure that comes from trading. So let's pause here for a moment to think and focus on this a little bit. What we have here is essentially an instruction manual on what all top traders have, what they think and do to create a peak performance environment. This is the edge needed, okay? A peak performance environment. These are the moving parts that need to be brought in to create the right peak performance environment where trading success is highly likely. This is the edge needed. This is what powers your ability to execute your trading system. So yes, you need a trading system, a strategic system that works, right? But you need the psychological edge to drive your system edge. Otherwise, that system edge will always remain unfulfilled. And I wonder how many of you out there listening to this are thinking, well, I've got a system that I've investigated and looked at that works, but I'm not making money. Why is that? Well, have a look at your peak performance environment and go back through these traits and characteristics. Now, the most important learning or takeaway that I really hope to impart in this episode is that this performance environment, this peak performance environment, psychology and mindset, peak performance environment applies to all systems, bar none, right from the top hedge fund and proprietary traders, right back to the very beginning traders that are looking into trading and may not even have started yet. Doesn't matter. All systems are subject to creation of a peak performance environment. Now, this is why I don't generally teach trading systems to people, because that's actually the easy part. Most people have got it back to front. Learning a trading system that works, there are hundreds of them. That's actually the easier part. And you can generally look them up. You can go to the internet, you can Google, you can find the right teacher, you can develop your own through your own studies, to find a proven and profitable system. Or you can buy one, you can pay, a lot of them get promoted and a lot of them actually work. But my argument is having a system that works is only one piece of the puzzle. I'd say 20 or 30%, 60%, 70% is your peak performance environment. So my focus in this show and all my efforts on educating people around trading psychology, and of course, directly teaching, should that ever be what you want or need, is about what is required to establish your own peak performance environment, your peak psychology and mindset performance environment. So, my proprietary training technology, mindset reflexology, that's the overarching brain and mind psychological edge piece that I teach and coach to my clients. So as you can see, there's more to it than simply positive thinking or similar or affirmations or any of that sort of stuff. It's an overall system and environment. Once you have the DNA of what top traders have, and this generally takes 3 to 5 years. So if you're out there about to start trading, good news is this is the way to get your mind and brain right. But you've got to be prepared to do the work. And there's very few traders who evolve into consistently profitable traders quickly. It generally takes 3 to 5 years. My mission is to shorten that learning curve and compress it as much as I possibly can for you. Okay. But it does take time to build out your mental muscle while you're learning to trade and keep yourself alive. Now, probably to summarize this episode, the best thing I can probably do is to summarize these two areas of discussion, being the key aspects of superior performance and what top traders have. So let's summarize these 6 key aspects of superior performance. Number 1, have total belief in yourself. Number 2, be able to absolutely concentrate in that trading environment. Top traders, their superior performance has number 3, pre-trade visualization. Top traders, just like top athletes, use pre-trade visualization, mindfulness, meditation to visualize their trading. They analyze their losses closely and they let go of losses easily, right? So top part of superior performance in any endeavor, trading, athletics, any endeavor, is yes, look at your winning and what you did well, but that's not where you learn anything. Where you learn is by analyzing your losses. Let them go. That doesn't make you a loser. It's simply a learning opportunity to get better. So that's a key aspect of superior performance. And lastly, number 6, never label yourself a loser. This is the mental talk, that inner critic, that voice in your head. So never label yourself a loser. I would replace the word loser with learner. If you make a mistake or you drift from your system, just immediately, if you feel your inner chatter, reaching for the word loser, immediately check yourself and use the word learner. I'm a learner. Now, let's list out what top traders have. Now, this is a fairly decent list, but I highly encourage you to write these down. They have patience. They have discipline. They have independence. They are independent thinkers. They have a love of the game. They have emotional detachment, or I probably would better state that as good emotional regulation skills. They have a willingness to take risks. You must have a willingness to take risks. Otherwise, trading's not for you. They trade to perform, not for excitement. They have strong self-confidence and a total belief in their inevitable success. They accept that losing is part of the game. They take 100% responsibility for and learning from each trade. They have an effective and profitable strategy backed by a perceptual filter to fit their personality. And they have specific plans and rules. And very importantly, lastly, but very importantly, they have a single approach at which they become extremely adept. I want to repeat that. A single approach at which they become extremely adept, not multiple approaches. So please take away from this that success in trading definitely leaves clues. And the purpose of this episode is to condense in the real goodness that I've learned myself from my own journey in trading over 25 years, all the study, all of the trial and error I've been through, but also the other traders that I've worked with and coached. Now, the next step from here is to consider what your trading peak performance ecosystem and environment needs to look like. Then get on with activating it. Now, as always, my firm recommendation is to get your mind fit for trading first. Now, whether you're starting out trading, you've been trading a little while, you're in that 3 to 5 year place, or you may be a more developed trader that's looking to fine tune and tweak. I've worked with traders that have been in the game 10 plus years and are still breaking even, still haven't broken out of that mental trap that they're in, that perceptual filter. So getting yourself mindset fit should and must be your highest priority. This then creates that correct perceptual filter through which all other choices can be considered and taken. I just want to repeat that. This is why getting mindset fit is so important, because it creates the perceptual filter, the correct perceptual filter through which all other choices can be considered and taken. So if you don't get yourself mindset fit, it taints all the other choices and decisions you make about how you go about trading. So reverse back to getting your mind fit. Okay, so I hope you've really enjoyed this episode. If there's any questions or anything that you want me to zero back in on future episodes in this discussion, please put it in the chat, reach out to me. More than happy to go back into this and cover specific topics from what top traders have and what key aspects of superior performance look like. So I hope you've enjoyed it from here. I'd love you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. As always, I'll put the back episodes there, plus all my learning videos. It's always going to be free. The YouTube channel is called Mindset Reflexology. If you type that in, it'll bring you to the channel to subscribe. Also, my LinkedIn newsletter. If you go to LinkedIn and find my newsletter and subscribe, I provide a text version of this discussion that you can read and look at and copy. Some people just prefer to read things rather than listen, so that's why I use the LinkedIn newsletter for that. You can go to my website, mindsetfit.com, anytime to watch more detailed training or to book in for a chat with me. Or if you're in that position that you would really like to do something now, please book in a chat by DMing me on LinkedIn. Okay? So wherever you may be in the world, I thank you for joining me, and I wish you a week of mindful trading ahead. I'll see you at the same time, same day next week for another episode of the Trading Psychology and Mindset Show.